Oh, sorry. You can't use that word because Wizards of the Coast knows better than you do. What's up, nerds? It's 8:39. It's the 5th day of October in the year of our Lord, Steve the Cat 2023. It's about 71 degrees and sunny here at Site B, and it's time to take a breath and go, oh, Wizards of the Coast, just for the love of John Cena, stop. Remember when Wizards of the Coast invented a new word because they thought tribal was offensive? Well, mind you, people who are actually in tribes were like, I'm not offended that you're using the word tribal. Wizards of the Coast was like, no, you are. We know better than you do. So we're removing that word and inventing a new one. Well, apparently Wizards of the Coast is not stopping there. They're now going towards anything that might be connected to real-world religions, like the word druid. Magic the Gathering publisher Wizards of the Coast may be moving away from printing cards with certain creature types in the future, following comics from Magic the Gathering's lead designer, with a number of types set to be canned due to their connection with real-life religious references. Like, I don't know, candelabra, angel, holy book, priest, druid, shaman. Lead designer Mark Rosewater indicated that shamans and druids are among the creature types that may disappear in the blog posts because real world religious, because there's people out there who call themselves shamans and witches. Somebody said, well, why isn't witch a creature type anymore? And they said, well, because there's a real world religious identifier out there. So we can't upset those guys. So we remove the word witch, and we're probably going to remove the word shaman and druid because of their connections to real world religions. And we wouldn't want to upset any real druids or shamans. And they're sending, well, we're currently examining the topic of what's going to go less. Druids are far less of an issue than shaman. The whole concept around players using the vocabulary as game terms incorrectly. It takes meaning beyond just identifying a particular card. So you're saying that because the card said druid, people were actually saying, oh, well, this card represents a real religion that goes against the teachings of our Lord and Savior Christ, or this card is making me want to join the druid. I don't know. Remember, these are the same people that invented the word typal because they found the word tribal was offending people. Mind you, nobody said, as a member of a acknowledged tribe, like, the tribes of American indigenous people or whatever, nobody came forward and said, I find the use of that word in your card game offensive to my tribe. Please remove it. No, most of the people that were interviewed who actually did identify as members of a tribe said, I don't care, or I don't know what you're talking about, or that's stupid and there's no such word as typal. Well, which is gone. Druid and shaman look to be gone because of their connection with real world religions, either in a positive or negative way, because Wizards of the Coast wants you to be safe from anything that might encourage free thinking or you going out and educating yourself. Nope, that card says druid, so no, we have to remove the druid type. So all those druid themed decks, gone. But why stop there, Wizards of the Coast? Why stop there? Why don't we just go through the list of every creature type and remove everything that might in any way, shape, or form be connected, 6 degrees connected to a religion, whether that religion be recognized or not recognized. So obviously, angel, demon, devil, those creature types gotta go. And any other creature type that's directly connected to angel, demon, and devil gotta go. Priest, cleric, gotta go. Necromancer, warlock, all those, anything that might be connected either to a positive or negative way to Judaism, Christianity, or the other 5 million religions on the face of the earth, gotta go. So yeah, all those gotta go. Boy, stop there. I mean, advisor. Somebody could be. We should just, just remove any word that's referenced in the Bible or the Torah or the Quran, right? That way no one's upset. So like, Inquisitor, The Inquisition. Well, that's a horrible period from history. Well, let's remove that creature type. Orc. Oh, well, orc has got to go. Goblins got to go. Imps got to go. Demon, devil, vampire. Vampire's got to go. Yeah, what else? Alien, got to go. Let's see. Archon, got to go. Assassin, that's got to go. Avatar, that's got to go. Barbarian, that's got to go. I mean, that's a cultural thing. There's a basilisk mentioned. Yeah, that's got to go. Beast, oh, that's a reference to Satan. That's got to go. Let's see. Boar, let's see. Camel, caribou, yeah. Centaur, that's got to go. Chimera, that's got to go. Cleric definitely has to go. Let's see. Demigod and demon, both of those have to go. They're all, devil, that's got to go. Jinn definitely has to go. Dog probably has to go. Drake, dreadnought has to go. Druid has to go. Dryad has to go. Dwarf has to go. Efreet has to go. Elder definitely has to go. Eldrazi probably has to go. Elemental definitely has to go. Elf, got to go. Employee, yeah, probably should get rid of that. Fairy, oh, we don't want people to who identify as fairies to be upset by the use of that word, so that's got to go. Let's see. Gamer, that's got to go. Let's see. Giant, oh, the Bible mentions giants. That's got to go. Gnome got to go. Goblin definitely got to go. God, oh, yeah, all the God cards have to go. First off, how dare you in any way, shape, or form insinuate that there might be other gods in the world besides God, right? Yahweh, Allah. No. There is only one God, right? And all his multiple facets, and her name is Maki Ito, our God, right? The Judeo-Christian idea of God. That's got to go because we have God cards in Magic, which would make us think that, oh, Magic the Gathering is promoting the idea that there might be other gods out there besides the Judeo-Christian understanding of the multiversal overlord. So we got to get rid of that. The God cards got to go. Golem, that's got to go. That's a word taken from Jewish mythology. That's got to go. The Gorgon, definitely got to go. Graveborn, got to go. Hag, go. Halfling, go. Hellion, hell, got to go. Homunculus, again, that's got to go. Let's see. I mean, human. Well, I'm sure there's people out there who get offended by being identified as human and don't want to be identified as human anymore. So that's got to go. Yeah, I mean, look at these. 90% of these 281 creature types has got to go. I could keep going. You want me to keep going? I could keep going. Yeah. Inquisitor got to go. Juggernaut got to go. Chiron, that's got to go. Knight, that's got to go. We don't want anything that associates with that horrible period of history. That's got to go. Leviathan, well, that's another mention for Satan. That's got to go. Manticore, Masticore, Mercenary, Murthok, yeah. Minion, Minotaur, those all got to go. Monk, that's got to go. Mutant, that's probably got to go. Mystic, Naga, those have got to go. Mir, that's got to go. Nephilim, again, reference to angels, got to go. Nightmare, Night Stalker, got to go. Ninja, well, that's cultural appropriation, that's got to go. Octopus, Ogre, yeah, probably. Orb, Orc's got to go. Remember, they're not evil anymore. Peasant, Pegasus, yeah. Performer, no. Fildegriff, well, that doesn't even exist. You should get rid of that. We can't have anything in Magic the Gathering that doesn't exist. People might be confused. So my favorite creature's got to go. Let's see. Pirate. Yeah, we don't want to remember that horrible time and period. Pirates have got to go. Let's see. Ranger, Rigger, Robot. Rogue probably has to go. Scion definitely has to go. Surf has to go. Shaman definitely has to go, right? Let's see. Spawn, that has to go. Sphinx, that has to go. Spirit has to go. Tentacle, that has to go. Thrall, that has to go. All these made-up races, they have to go. Vampire definitely has to go. Warlock has to go. Werewolf probably has to go for the same reason Vampire would have to go. Wizard has to go. Yeah. So yeah, pretty much by the logic that which was removed, and that they're getting rid of druid and shaman because they have some vague connection to something that could be perceived as a real world religious option, whether that be positive or negative, because Wizards of the Coast wants you to be safe from anything resembling education or free thinking. They're just going to whitewash any concept that might exist in the real world because they don't want to offend anybody, and they don't want anybody to think that they are promoting that. So why stop there? By that logic, anything mentioned in the 281 list of creatures that in any way, shape, or form connects in some way to something that could be perceived as an actual existing religion, whether it be factual or fictional, should be removed. So of the 281 words, about 90% of them should be gone, because those are all words that appear in the Bible or the Torah, which leaves, basically animals. And then somebody's going to be offended that you're hurting animals in Magic. Oh, you hurt that camel. I'm offended because I like camels. I'm going to call PETA because Magic the Gathering promotes cruelty to animals. At which point, well, we got to remove any animal types in Magic the Gathering because we don't want to offend people or don't want people to think we're promoting cruelty to animals because of these cardboard cards happen to have a picture of a wolf on it. So basically, we will have the blue, red, black, green, and colorless. And in the blue, red, black, green, and colors, basically, we will just have blob. Because nobody can be offended by the word blob. These blobs will not, just be slimes. Magic the Gathering should just all be slimes, right? And blobs. Red will have the fire blobs. Green will have the nature blobs. Blue will have the air blobs. White will have, the water blobs, and white will have the air blobs, right? And colorless will just be colorless blobs. And that way we won't offend anybody. We'll find the most inoffensive art we can of blobs and slimes. So just basically, drawings, because we don't want to be accused of using AI art. And all the blobs will basically kind of have sort of the same ability, because we don't want anybody to think any one Magic card is any way, shape, or form different or better than another Magic card, because that promotes inequality, and somebody might not think it's fair that in a random collection of cards, they didn't get as good a card as the person next to them. And since we want to reward people for breathing, well, all the cards should be exactly the same. So they should just go back to Portal, get rid of all the creature types. Definitely get rid of any creature type that in any way, shape, or form connects to a real world religion or profession or individual, and just have, red blob, blue blob, green blob, white blob, colorless blob, land. And that's it. That's what Magic should be, right? Is Druid 5e class to be axed? I'm sure if enough people bring it up, it will be. Oh, I am offended by this class because there are druids in real life, and you are portraying them in either a positive way or a negative way. You should remove druids from your tabletop role-playing game, because somebody out there might mistake this for real life, because we know we cannot think for ourselves, so Wizards of the Coast has to think for us. Now, please, in your defense, Wizards of the Coast, please bring forward the one person who was offended by the use of the word witch in Magic the Gathering, or the person who was offended by the use of druid or shaman in Magic the Gathering in the 30-year history of the game. Thousands of cards put out every year. Millions of people playing the game daily for 30 years all over the goddamn fucking planet. Please find me one person in the past 30 years who said, I am offended because this card says druid or shaman or witch or demon. Find me that person. And then you can justify your choice. Well, Veruca from New York was offended in 1997 by the Black Witch card. So not only did we remove the Black Witch card, but we decided to wait till 2024 to address all the other cards that might offend anybody. So yeah, priests got to go, angels got to go, demons got to go, devils got to go, vampires got to go, because, I mean, should we even have colored mana? Black people might be offended that black mana represents swamps and death. So we should get rid of black mana because that offends black people. White mana, well, we got to get rid of that because that offends white people. Green mana, well, I mean, there are no green people, but I'm sure the fact that we have a land type that basically hints at the idea of cutting down forests, that's got to go. Red mana, well, that's fire. I mean, well, there's people who are red, and well, there's people who are afraid of fire, and there's people who might be offended by the fact we're portraying fire. So red mana's got to go. Blue mana, well, I mean, there are no blue people, but blue mana shows fish and water, and people might be offended that we're, insinuating cruelty to fish. So we can't have blue mana because PETA will be after us. So we should just have colorless mana, right? We should just have colorless mana, and we should only have one creature type. You know what? We should just stop making Magic the Gathering. Yeah. Why stop there? Let's just stop making all the cards because somebody somewhere at some point in time might be offended by one of these cards in a rare 1 in a million instinct. Now, just to bring this close to home with real life, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than you do finding the person who is actually offended by this. And you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than you do winning the lottery. So you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than you do finding that one person who was offended by the use of the word druid. Well, I'm a druid, and I represent myself as a druid, and I've been a member of a druid faith for at least a week. So I, Veruca, am offended that you use the word druid on your Magic the Gathering cards because they portray us in a light. You need to remove that creature type. I don't want any more druids in the game. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a shaman. Yeah, I'm offended. Oh, I'm a witch. I'm a vampire. I'm offended by the word vampire. I'm Jewish. I'm offended by the word golem and homunculus. I'm a gamer. I'm offended by the word gamer and employee. I like trees, so I'm offended by green mana. Yeah. I'm just stop making Magic. Just stop making Magic the Gathering. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. Cal, here. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for protecting us, for making sure we cannot think for ourselves. You know better than we do. So thank you yet again, Wizards of the Coast, for protecting us. Friends, I wish I could make this up. I wish. Remember when Grim asked me if I had one bit of advice to give Wizards of the Coast, and my advice was just stop? Just stop. Well, let me just reiterate that again. If I could give Wizards of the Coast, if anybody from Wizards of the Coast is listening, stop. Just stop. You are not doing yourself any favors. I know you think you are. See, that's the problem, is Wizards thinks their choices make sense. But you're not. And if anything, the past year has shown us, and if you think there's going to be an outpouring of positive reaction to this, millions of Magic the Gathering players are going to go over the earth going, oh, thank God I have to now take apart my Druid deck because the Druid type is gone. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. The $200 I spent building that deck, totally wasted. I suppose you'll remove the word elf next, so there goes all the green elf decks. God, thank you. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast.